Welcome to the OOV Daily Reflection for Wednesday, December 28th. Today, the Universal Church marks the feast day of the Holy Innocents. This title is given to the infants and children who were killed on the account of Jesus Christ's birth. And this tragic event is described in the Gospel passage for today's daily Mass, which comes to us from the second chapter of St. Matthew's Gospel. It reads, "When the Magi had departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, 'Rise, take the child and his mother, flee to Egypt and stay there until I tell you. Herod is going to search for the child to destroy him.' Joseph rose and took the child and his mother by night and departed for Egypt. He stayed there until the death of Herod, that what the Lord had said through the prophet might be fulfilled. 'Out of Egypt I called my son.' When Herod realized he had been deceived by the Magi, he became furious. He ordered the massacre of all boys in Bethlehem and its vicinity 2 years old and under, in accordance with the time he had ascertained from the Magi. Then was fulfilled what had been said through the prophet Jeremiah. A voice was heard in Ramah, sobbing and loud lamentation, Rachel weeping for her children, and she would not be consoled, since they were no more." During this Christmas octave, we continue to focus on the birth of Jesus Christ and the joy that is brought to the world through this event. It literally changed everything, and the knowledge of Christ's birth is a source of hope for people of faith. However, the birth of Christ also had other consequences, and this reality is remembered on this day. Since Herod the Great believed that Jesus was to be an earthly king, he would be a threat to his power and authority. Therefore, the babies and children in Bethlehem and the surrounding area paid the ultimate price for a king's worries about power and authority. And the church recognizes their sacrifice this day because they would not have faced death if it was not for the birth of Jesus Christ. So every December 28th, their deaths, their sacrifices will be remembered until the end of time, and their story will never be forgotten by the church because of how they were the first witnesses through their birth to Jesus Christ and how he changed the world and became a threat to those in power, those with authority, and the sinful forces of the world. And this reality of Christ being a threat to those of power and authority in the world can't be understated. If it began at his birth, it will continue to the end of time. Because his salvific message is a source of hope and consolation, but it's also a challenge to those who want to use sinful actions and other means of this world to try to control, manipulate, and to undermine the gospel. But as we know, Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace, is not concerned about power or control. He is the Lord of Lords, so he's not concerned about money and influence. So millions of Christians have died over the centuries because of their faith and being associated with Jesus Christ. And these same people have died because they were viewed as threats to earthly authorities. But again, this pattern's been in existence from the first moments of Jesus' birth, and it will continue till the end of time. So as we continue our celebration of this wonderful Christmas octave, where we have joy and hope because of the birth of Jesus, we also need to remember that there's consequences to what we believe. And there will be times where we will be rejected, pushed aside, or even hated because we are followers of Christ. But we have to remember that those who are against us and against all Christians are pushing against the message that Jesus offers to all. He is to be a source of contradiction and a source of strife in this world that wants to focus solely on power, control, and other sinful realities. So let us not lose faith, but know that through the witness of the holy innocents and the other martyrs who existed throughout the history of the Church, we can remain strong in the face of challenges and know that by staying united to Christ, we are truly fighting the good fight and putting forth the ultimate witness to Christ by even willing to sacrifice everything for Him. Our Lady of Victory and the Holy Innocents, pray for us.